What's up, everyone? James Ang here. Welcome back. We are diving into a Q&A session on a book that I just launched called The Miraculous Breakthrough Formula. We're going through questions and answers that I've been getting. This is a book about the 7-day challenge, biblically guaranteed to help you get unstuck and achieve the impossible. And the question I'm going to answer today is, can you really get a miracle in 7 days? Well, let me ask this question. Who here would love a miracle in your life now? Drop a 7 in the comments, whether live or on replay. Moi. And there's some principles that are powerful that if we apply them, will allow us to be able to receive miracles. Now, what's a miracle? I define it in a book. A miracle is defined as something supernatural. Supernatural meaning it's outside of the natural place. It's something you cannot explain. And God is the only supernatural thing that's out there. So if you have God's presence in your life, God is a miracle. In fact, I was just at church yesterday, and it was crazy because the pastor was saying this, is that anywhere God goes, there are miracles. That is just how he functions, right? The same God that created the universe with a breath, the same God that sustains all life at the same time somehow. So can you really get a miracle in 7 days? Not by your own means, but can God get a miracle in 7 days? I mean, every single second that he lives, he can get a miracle. Now, how does this 7-day challenge work? We're talking about how a mixture of fasting to disconnect yourself from the world, prayer to connect yourself back with God, and Bible study, how God connects with you, how those three things in conjunction allow you to be in God's presence more. When God's present, then miracles can start to happen. Now, I got the number 7. 7's an interesting one. There's a lot of different meanings of that word. 7 represents a whole week, for example. It's a word, and it's a number of completion. But there's a story I jot out in chapter 3 of the book about the story of Jericho. Now, if you don't know the story of the walls of Jericho, Jericho was a heavily fortified city. In fact, if you read in there, I have a little image in what the Jericho wall looks like. To get into Jericho, and Jericho was the first city that Joshua and the Israelites were told to be able to take over. So imagine you're Joshua, you're the leader of your commandment, you're the leader of your battalion, your troops, your people. Moses just gave you the baton. God has a promise to his people and says, hey, we're going to take you to the promised land, and you're going to be able to take over a lot of different places. Joshua goes up to the city of Jericho, and they're walking, right? They just went through 40 years of wilderness. They don't have fancy equipment. They're just on their feet. They don't have guns. They don't have any of these types of things. They go up to this city, and the city of Jericho was what you would deem an impossible task. Jericho, first of all, had 2 walls around it. All right. And the first wall was around, from the bottom up to the wall itself, was around 12 to 15 feet high. Just think about that. That's like 2 stories. It's a lot. On the top of this wall, you would have people that would be able to like throw things at you, shoot things at you, defend. So already you're at a disadvantage because you're walking uphill and you're trying to climb this wall. Okay, so think you're Joshua and you're the Israelites, and you're trying to take over the city. Okay, assuming you could somehow get past the first wall, then you have to climb up even more of a hill. And then there's a second wall that's also just as high as well too, super, super thick. So from the bottom floor of Jericho, the walls, to the top of the second walls, it is 46 feet high. That's like 4 stories on foot, being barraged by the enemy at all times, being at a complete disadvantage. That's what you call an impossible task. Question: do you have something in your life right now you consider to be impossible? financial challenge, business challenge, health challenge, life challenge. So can you really get a miracle in 7 days? Well, if you read the story of Jericho, 7 days they had a weird battle plan. 7 days, God told them, hey, walk around the city of Jericho 7 times. Don't do anything, just keep on walking. On the 7th day, shout loud. Put the priest up front, shout loud, and the walls are going to come down. Family lost. I'm sorry to hear that. And this counterintuitive battle strategy ended up working, because if you know the story, and you can read this in the story of Joshua, on the 7th day, they walked around the city 7 times. They shouted, follow God's plan. Walls came tumbling down and they took over Jericho. That is what we call a miracle. So why did I bring this up? That was impossible by man. But what's impossible with man is possible by God. So can you really get a miracle in 7 days? Not by yourself. But can you get a miracle in 7 days if God is by your side? Perhaps. Now, God's got his own timing. I will not promise you will get a miracle in 7 days, but I will promise that God can show up in your life more powerfully. And wherever God is, miracles tend to happen. So can it happen in 7 days? It happened for me. It happened for a lot of my friends. It happened for a lot of people that follow these principles. And if you are obedient and you're faithful and you take forward action on these principles of the Miraculous Breakthrough Formula, I know that in 7 days, a lot can happen for you. What exactly is it going to be? It'll be things that we're not even going to be able to put a figure on. I don't want to try to limit God. So my encouragement to you is this. If this at all stirs your spirit at all, take a look at the book. You can go to the website, miraculousbreakthroughformula.com. You can go to the links in my caption and see if these principles can hold true for you. Because I'm telling you, when I followed these principles, it changed my life for forever. And I've been getting messages from my friends and people that have been getting the book and following this, similar types of messages. I've been hearing financial breakthrough, purpose breakthrough, health breakthroughs, addiction breakthroughs, like so many different types of things, miracles. Why? Because God is showing up in a powerful, powerful way. So, hey, if you have any other questions about this book, feel free to comment below, whether live or on replay. And I'd love to be able to discuss those in future sessions. If you want more information on the book, go to the caption and take a look at that as well, too. And would love to see you have your miraculous breakthrough. All right, everyone. On that, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. I have future broadcasts. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube or podcast, take a look at that. And we have this plus a lot of other cool content there as well, too. But if there's anything I could do to help you, just let me know. Would love to serve you in any way. Other than that, God bless. Talk soon. Bye-bye.